This week on One Devotion, meet a two-time Euroleague champ who chose basketball over his original sport. Get to know a recent star who spends his summers giving back to his community. Find out how a classic Euroleague club is building bridges to another hemisphere. And see how the first three teams punched their tickets to the Final Four in Berlin. Fenerbahce Istanbul god Kostas Sloukas knows a thing or two about basketball success. When he landed in the Euroleague earlier this decade, Sloukas immediately became a key piece of the Olympiakos Piraeus team that won back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013. Now that he is on his way to another Final Four, it may come as a surprise that Sloukas almost chose another sport early in his life.
I love also the football, but okay, not like basketball now. But that years, used to play football. So because I was tall and my foot was big, I couldn't wear big shoes, so I go to basketball.
All kidding aside, once Sloukas made his choice, one thing was certain: he had no intention of doing anything else but playing basketball.
From 10 years old and after, yes, I understand that this is my sport. This I love to do. I start to work alone and with coaches, and I understand that I love this athlete. I was watching also, games on the TV, and this was why I play basketball. I love this game.
His devotion and work ethic could be seen clearly as Sloukas hit the ground running in his first full Euroleague season and kept hitting big shots until he and Olympiakos were two-time champions together.
I want to win, and I like basketball. This is a game that you have to think, you have to work hard, you have to do everything in the court to succeed.
Last summer, the 26-year-old moved away from Greece for the first time and joined Fenerbahce to give himself a new challenge in his already successful basketball career.
For me, it's a very big challenge. No, it's not a tough decision. You can say that I think too much to do this, but I'm 100% sure that what I did. Now I'll be here 2-3 years in Fener, so I want to achieve every goal with this team. I believe that we can do it, we have a good team, but we need to work hard for that.
The main factor that made him move to Turkey was the chance to work with head coach Željko Obradović, whose success Sloukas has seen while growing up in Greece.
First of all, he's, with numbers, the most successful coach in the Euroleague, first of all. Secondly, I know that he's a great person. He's a good coach, not because of all these titles, but I hear many things. And I like, the way that he understands and he plays the basketball. Sometimes you can say that before years I dream myself to work with him. Let's say from 2007, let's say 2008, that I was watching, the game. I wasn't in Olympiakos. I was a kid playing in my school. So, dreams come true.
The next dream for Sloukas is to lift the Euroleague trophy again. For Fenerbahce, it would be a first, while Sloukas would become the youngest player ever to win 3 continental titles with 2 different clubs.
Everybody knows the goals, but if you don't work hard and if you don't put your head down on the team, I think you cannot do this. I believe that if we look step by step, every game, by itself, this is the key to make something good.
Game 3 of the playoffs saw 3 road teams gain the victories they need to book their place in the playoffs, with CSKA Moscow being followed by Laboral Kucha and Fenerbahce in booking their place to Berlin, while Barcelona took a step closer by beating Lokomotiv. After starting the series with big wins in Istanbul, Fenerbahce headed to the Spanish capital hoping to complete the job against reigning champs Real Madrid. Felipe Reyes helped Madrid to a strong start, but Bobby Dixon soon fueled a 0-8 run as the confident visitors went ahead. Sergio Rodriguez rallied the host to a slim lead in the third quarter, but then Bogdan Bogdanovic took over as Fenerbahce launched a mighty 0-14 run to pull away for good. Desperate to defend their crown, Madrid hit a few fourth quarter threes, but a double-double from Game 3 MVP Epe Udo allowed Fenerbahce to react in time and squash a comeback attempt, clinching a ticket to the Final Four with a highly impressive 3-0 series victory.
He told us we will be stupid if we think we have 3 chances. He said this is only chance and this is maybe easiest one, and that's it.
In a rematch of last season's semi-final, Fenerbahce ensures a return to the Final Four by ousting the title holders in emphatic fashion. In front of a fabulous atmosphere at the Olympic Sports Centre in Athens, Laboral Kucha faced a Panathinaikos team determined to prolong the Euroleague career of the iconic Dimitris Diamantidis for at least one more game. The two teams went back and forth for most of 35 minutes, and Diamantidis delivered 7 assists to keep his team very much in contention. But incredible 6-for-9 three-point shooting in the final quarter, with Darius Adams and Mike James both firing twice each from downtown, allowed Laboral to surge away in the final stages. The visitors' backcourt duo combined for 44 points to help their team claim a series sweep, advancing to the Spanish club's first Final Four appearance in 8 years.
Yeah, I think we play great game today, like all season, and my players is the best. He is the key of our game. We always, when he is in the court, we look at him and he create like point guard. So for me, he's a great guy and he have great season also this year.
As Dimitris Diamantidis' glittering Euroleague career comes to an end, Laboral Kucha heads to Berlin looking for its first ever European crown. CSKA Moscow arrived at the Combank Arena in Belgrade to face Crvena Zvezda and 18,000 fans in an attempt to sweep its way to the Final Four. It was a hard-fought battle from the opening tip-off as the teams traded slim leads for most part of the first half. But in the third quarter, CSKA gained separation by hitting 5 three-pointers to open up a 12-point margin. Zvezda never gave up and, led by Quincy Miller, rallied to within a single point in the fourth quarter. But another batch of CSKA three-pointers in the final 3 minutes sealed the deal as Nando De Colo came to the fore and the Russian team claimed a road win to become the first team to punch its ticket to Berlin.
I have to congratulate all the players. Despite the fact that we play with a lot of misses and do important players such as Freeland, Victor and Korobkov, today is the players' victory. They show character in front of an amazing crowd and a pressure which is good for basketball. But I have to congratulate all the players for dedication, being focused and going back-to-back in Final Four. That's not an easy thing. It's maybe easy me and you to communicate and say that. That's not an easy thing. Congratulations to our management. All the coaching staff did a great job to go to that Final Four. Long go to go now, all right? Long way to go.
CSKA completes a series sweep to return to the Final Four for the 5th consecutive season and for the 13th time in the last 14 years. Barcelona and Lokomotiv met at Palau Blaugrana to break the tie in their series. Lokomotiv enjoyed a strong start and took some early leads behind an inspired performance from Malcolm Delaney, who scored 11 of his 15 points in the first quarter. Barcelona needed a go-to guy and they found one in Alex Abrines, who chalked up 15 points in a 6-minute blitz at the end of the first half. Barcelona improved its defence after the interval to keep control of the game, while the home team's offence produced big plays often enough to maintain a comfortable lead. Abrines finished with 25 points as his team cruised to a victory, which took them within one win of securing a return to the Final Four.
Yeah, I think we did a great job. Almost the perfect game on offense and on defense, as you said. I think this is the way to win the quarterfinals, and let's see on Thursday. It will be a completely different game.
Epe Udo completed a brilliant personal playoff series with another towering performance to help give Fenerbahce Istanbul a ticket to Berlin, earning himself the MVP award for Game 3 of the playoffs. Udo played a major role in his team's 2 big wins in Istanbul to start the series and continued in a similar vein in the Spanish capital as Fenerbahce roared into the Final Four with a 63-75 road win. The Euroleague rookie set several personal bests as he scored 15 points and completed a big double-double with 12 rebounds. He also added 4 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocked shots in an all-action display. That added up to a personal index rating of 33, the best of his Euroleague career and easily the highest of all players this week.
Number 3, Athens, Greece. James Gist with the ball. Wants to dunk, but Yannis Barousis stops him in full flight, summoning all his strength. Great block. Number 2, Belgrade, Serbia. Milos Teodosic penetrating for Jeska. No-look pass, and Nikita Kurbanov goes up with serious intent, and he explodes a huge slam in traffic. Great pass from Teodosic. No-look, Kurbanov at the rim. Number 1, Barcelona, Spain. Lokomotiv with the ball, but Justin Dolman gets the steal. The pass to Tomas Satoransky, and what a finish for Tomas Satoransky and Barcelona. The fans on their feet. An incredible slam. No way he is being denied. Tomas Satoransky with a Showtime slam dunk.
He may be one of the Euroleague's smallest stars, but as a top 10 playoff scorer, point guard Mike James played a huge role in helping Laboral Cucha Victoria Gasteiz return to the Final Four for the first time since 2008. The 1-meter-85 guard has spent his whole pro career in Europe, but James never forgets where he came from. Every summer, he goes home to Portland, Oregon in the United States and runs a camp for children like him who grew up with few, if any, advantages. What makes his camp special is that James offers it free of charge to the participants.
When I was little, we had a camp in my community that was free, and a lot of people liked it. And as I was getting older and as I became a pro, that camp was gone. So I like to give stuff back that I had when I was little. So I wanted to do that for the kids.
James understands that for young people on the streets with nothing to do, it's easy to get into dangerous situations. Sensible to that scenario, he seeks to offer them a positive pastime that both lets them enjoy themselves and keeps them safe.
In America, it's kind of getting crazy now. I mean, young kids are joining gangs and stuff. So, I mean, just a week out of the summer just to come every day and have something to do, it helps out a lot. I mean, I think most of the stuff kids get in trouble is because they don't have nothing to do in the summer. So, I mean, I want to give something to do at least for a week.
The fact that James runs the camp at the gym of the high school on whose team he won the Oregon State Championship is just the icing on the cake, providing an opportunity for him to give back to the community he grew up in.
It means a lot to me. I mean, of course, that's where I went to high school. I have a lot of culture there. We won a state championship there, so
just to be able to use that gym and be able to bring kids back to where I played and be able to give some history to that I like it a lot.
Aside from basketball, the camp is also a chance for the kids who attend to hear stories from professional players about their careers. Of course, James tells them all the Euroleague experiences and the opportunities he has found far, far from home that he could never have imagined when he was young and in their shoes.
I tell them it's way different than American basketball, in my opinion. But I mean, I think my story is kind of unique because I came from so low and then now I'm playing Euroleague. So I like to tell them just to work hard and just to keep going forward.
Indeed, James played in 5 countries in less than 3 years by the time Laboral signed him in the middle of last season. Knowing a good thing when he found it, James hasn't missed a game this season while averaging 10 points and making electrifying plays that have helped take Laboral all the way to the Final Four. Having expected none of it himself, James counsels his campers to be patient and ready.
Everything takes time. Everybody can't just go straight to the NBA and get drafted. Everybody just can't come overseas and play Euroleague right away. So, I mean, everything takes time. You have to take a journey. Some people's journey is always different.
His basketball camps has been going strong for 2 summers, and one thing James knows for sure is that he wants to do more.
I want to keep expanding it. Right now, it's just a boys' high school camp. I want to eventually do a girls' high school camp, a boys' middle school camp. Just keep doing stuff for the community. I mean, it's really just a camp at the end of the day, so it's just basketball at the end of the day. But I mean, it means a lot to kids when they can come and see people that care about them and stuff like that. So I just want to keep growing and see how far it can go.
As Lithuania's only Euroleague champion ever, Žalgiris Kaunas plays a fundamental role in the life of a country where basketball is considered a national religion. Now Žalgiris is spreading the good word about basketball much further afield, all the way to South Africa, where club president Paulius Motiejunas has visited and established strong connections.
We had connections with the ambassador, a Lithuanian ambassador in Israel, Darius Degutis, and he was also the ambassador in South Africa. And we talked about sports. He's a good basketball fan, and we talked about the potential of South African basketball. And the most important thing was we want, to spread the value and the knowledge and the know-how about the club and, of course, the Euroleague.
On his first visit to South Africa, Motiejunas discovered that even in a place where basketball does not enjoy the popularity of other sports, there is enough devotion and untapped talent to see plenty of potential for growth.
When you say you come from a EuroLeague club, everybody's happy and they acknowledge that, and they know and keep telling that they can see EuroLeague games live and they're watching game of the week. So this was, this showed that we have potential and that we can do something with it. We know that we have to be patient, but we are positive that we can achieve good results and improve both them, their side, and improve ourselves, spread the knowledge of EuroLeague and Žalgiris.
Žalgiris has already sent members of its coaching staff, including Darius Dimavicius, to work with South African players of all levels. They saw an abundance of raw talent and plenty of room for improvement. And Motiejunas has a clear idea about how Žalgiris can help South Africa realise that potential.
First thing we need to do is to make a system and to create a system how to develop the players, because again we don't have to create anything new, we just have to copy rugby, what they're doing in South Africa, and try to do it with basketball. And the administering part is quite important because they don't have the coaches, they don't have the managers, and we want to help them just telling the know-how, because we as a club have a junior system. We know how to make the kids grow from being 10 years old to being a professional player in Euroleague, and we wanted to share that knowledge with them.
Žalgiris further cemented links with South Africa by welcoming members of the Duzi Royals pro team to Kaunas. There was little doubt that the trip made a big impression on the visitors.
They saw the Euroleague game, they were amazed first of all by the arena, because they play in facilities that are 1,000 spectators capacity, and when they saw the arena full of people here and the way that people cheered for the game, they understand that it's a completely different level. And they also saw our junior competition. They were amazed of how our young players play, and like I said, they see what they can do and they want to do it.
As the club continues to develop basketball in South Africa, Motje Yunus is very much aware that it's a long-term project and very confident that it will eventually prove successful.
More kids we can try to bring into the basketball and improve the game and let them love the game. We are not aiming at quick results, but we guess that in 3 or 5 years there can be much improvement in the way they manage the clubs and how the kids play basketball in school, how they develop the coaches and all that system. Of course, the goal would be to bring South African players to play in our system and to develop them, and maybe eventually they play on the first team and play in the Euroleague.
The first time the Final Four came to Berlin for the opening week of May in 2009, CSKA Moscow and Regal FC Barcelona took centre stage, facing each other in a semi-final for the third time in 7 years. Each of them had not only won one of those previous semi-finals, but had then gone forward to become champion. Barcelona in 2003 and CSKA in 2006. This time, Barcelona led for long stretches of the game behind the outstanding performance of a former CSKA star, David Anderson, who would finish with 24 points. His 5 in a row boosted Barcelona's margin to 61-56 early in the fourth quarter. But that's when CSKA called timeout and chose a go-to guy, swingman Ramūnas Ciskauskas, who wasted no time in turning the game around. First, Ciskauskas buried back-to-back three-pointers to give CSKA its first lead, 61-62, with less than 7 minutes remaining. But he was not done yet. While Barcelona continued struggling to find the basket, Ciskauskas added free throws and adding another triple for a 61-67 CSKA advantage. It was a 0-11 run for CSKA, and Ciskauskas had all the points. Barcelona seemed to regain momentum by the time Juan Carlos Navarro's three-pointer later brought his team within 74-76. But Ciskauskas was still in the moment, hitting a fall-away jumper and collecting a steal that sealed the outcome. When the dust settled, Ciskauskas had scored 18 fourth-quarter points on the way to 29 total, the most this century in a do-or-die Final Four game, carrying CSKA to a 78-82 victory. CSKA Moscow advanced to the Euroleague title game for the 4th year in a row, and Ciskauskas' fourth-quarter exhibition went down in history as a golden Final Four memory of Berlin. Barcelona had the chance to seal a Final Four place with a home win, but Lokomotiv had other ideas. In the only playoff series to go to a 4th game, Barcelona hosted Lokomotiv, and Anthony Randolph got off to a fast start as the visitors jumped ahead. The hosts kept it close throughout the first half, and after the break, Lokomotiv, fueled by a double-double from Victor Claver, repeatedly threatened to pull away, but Barcelona kept on fighting back behind the trusty duo of Ante Tomic and Juan Carlos Navarro, who combined for 37 points. The visitors led by 6 in the final 2 minutes, but Barcelona kept fighting and turned to Navarro when it needed him the most, and his jumper forced overtime. But Randolph came through with a remarkable 8-point burst to lift Lokomotiv to a convincing overtime victory, setting up a do-or-die Game 5 next week in Russia.
It was a team win. We kept fighting. You know, this is a tough place to play. I'm just glad we made shots down the end and we got the win. Hopefully we can get a win at home and go to the Final Four.
Randolph's overtime heroics has tied the series at 2 victories apiece, and the deciding 5th game will take place in Krasnodar on Tuesday. With CSKA Moscow, Fenerbahce and Laboral Kucha already heading to the Final Four, we will soon know whether Lokomotiv or Barcelona will face them. The winner will play CSKA in the semi-finals, which will also see Laboral and Fenerbahce go head-to-head. Anthony Randolph conjured up a simply spectacular performance on Thursday night to give Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar arguably the single most important victory in the club's history. Randolph was absolutely pivotal to the thrilling 82-92 overtime victory over FC Barcelona Lassa, scoring 28 points, including a truly amazing overtime. The Euroleague rookie was active all night, but his key contribution came when he completely took over in the extra period, hitting 8 points and delivering an assist in overtime alone as his team raced away with a stunning road victory. Along with 28 points, which included 3 of his 4 three-point attempts, Randolph added 4 rebounds, 2 assists and a blocked shot, adding up to a performance index rating of 28 to become Game 4 MVP.
Number 3 in Barcelona for the only remaining playoff series. Brad Olesen denied by Victor Claver for Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar. A great block by Claver. Number 2, in an incredible personal overtime performance, Anthony Randolph scores the most spectacular of his 28 points on the night by driving to the rim and throwing down a huge slam with big celebrations from Anthony Randolph, the MVP on the night, and a big slam. Number 1 with Barcelona trailing by 2 seconds on the clock. Juan Carlos Navarro spins, shoots and scores. Juan Carlos Navarro, a nerveless basket, tying the score and forcing overtime. The legendary Juan Carlos Navarro for Barcelona.